Okay, several people have said that they're a little shaky on radians, so I'm just gonna make a quick video. So either way, it doesn't matter which one you're doing, you're always going to be moving counterclockwise. You are also always going to be starting when you're like kind of facing east, if that's helpful for you. So either of these, if you label these, you're going to have like 0 degrees as you're facing this way, or in this case, you'd have 0 radians. Now, degrees is a totally arbitrary thing. There's probably some historical reason why it's 360. Honestly, I think it's 360 just because it's a number that has lots and lots of factors. So as you're going, this is going to be 90 degrees. Over here, you're going to get 180 degrees, 270 degrees, and then the 0 also doubles as 360 degrees, okay? And then, of course, you can split it up just evenly between that. If you divide 0 to 90, you got 45. Hopefully, we're all good with that. Radians works the exact same way. It's just that in radians, what we're using is we're saying this distance right here, which is 1 radius. That's how long a radian is. So, like, if I take this pink line and I kind of wrap it around this circle, I'm going to say 1 radian. Like if that's equal in length, where the pink and the green are equal in length, then I would call this angle right here, all the way through, sorry, that whole angle here, this would be like 1 radian angle. And because we know the relationship between the radius and the diameter and the circumference of a circle, if you go halfway around the circle, you've used pi radians. If you go all the way around the circle, you use 2 pi radians. If you guys remember, circumference is equal to pi times the diameter. So the diameter, which is 2 radians, right? So you could also write this exact same thing as the circumference is equal to 2 pi radians. It just means that all the way, so like halfway here is pi. This is then going to be 2 pi up here. Because you're halfway between 0 and pi, you just call this pi over 2. And then down here, it's 3 pi over 2. You're literally just dividing the circle into equal pieces of pi. And it ends up being strange because as soon as you translate to not in terms of pi, where you've got like pi divided by something, then you end up with these weird things. Because like over here, if I had some angle somewhere over here, it's probably going to be like 4 radians because you're going all the way around. And like this obviously is 3.14 approximately radians. And so somewhere over here it's going to be a little bit more. Maybe it's not even quite 4 radians. You get strange numbers. But that's literally all it is. You're just dividing the circle nicely. So then how do you get to the specific fractions is literally just start thinking about it as splitting it evenly. If half of this, so like all of these pieces, is equal to pi, right now I've split this evenly into 4 pieces. So over here you're going to get pi over 4. Then this would be 2 pi over 4. This would be 3 pi over 4. Hey, check it out. This one right here, that's 4 pi over 4, which obviously simplifies to just pi. But just like keep going. 5 pi over 4, 6 pi over 4, etc., etc. Which is really just 2 pi. Same thing works if you're splitting it into 6th or 8ths or 47ths. It doesn't really matter. And if you felt like it, you could say, hey, I know that pi over 4, plugging into my calculator, is about 78/100ths. Sure, you could call that 78/100ths radians. It's just that this gets pretty messy and you've rounded and this is a little bit cleaner, but that's absolutely the same idea. So hopefully this helps a little bit. The conversion that you guys want to use is just always fall back to like degrees per radian. And I like to use, just because it's nice and simple, because I get pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. So if you wanted to know 200 degrees is how many radians, you could just set this up and say, or you could also use the reciprocal where you flip these. You could say, okay, pi over 180 is equal to x over 200. then solve for x, and that would be your answer of how many radians. So hopefully that helps. I know it was kind of quick. Let me know if you still have questions.